Good afternoon and welcome to the City Council meeting for Tuesday, July 29th. We'll start off with a roll call. Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor Higgin. Councillor Campbell.
Present.
Councillor Carlson.
Present.
Councillor Croson. Here. Councillor Middleton Hope.
Present.
Councillor Parker. Here. Councillor Schmidt-Rempel. Here. Acting Mayor Palladino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Dodick.
Not here.
Mayor Higgin.
Present.
All present. Thank you.
The City of Lethbridge acknowledges that we're gathered on the lands of the Blackfoot people of the Canadian Plains and pays respect to the Blackfoot people past, present, and future while recognizing and respecting their cultural heritage, beliefs, and relationships to the land. The City of Lethbridge offers respect to the Métis and all who have lived on this land and have made Lethbridge their home. I'll start with recognitions. To my far left, Deputy Mayor Dodick.
Excuse me. Yes, thank you. Last week, I had to attend on your behalf at an event that you were unavailable for, and that was the 20th anniversary of Sunrise Farms Lethbridge being in Lethbridge, and I'm going to spend a few seconds with this because it was at an event like this that I got to find out what an organization really is all about, their history and what makes important to the fabric of the city. Sunrise Lethbridge started 20 years ago in 2005. With 80 workers at the time. And in 2008, the facility was expanded by a factor of 50% so that they then occupied 100,000 square feet. And there are plans to expand that even further. They are now the largest private sector employer in the city with 700 direct and contractor workers from 80 countries speaking 25 different languages. And as an immigrant myself, I saw it as being incredibly wonderful that the company was able to provide employment opportunities to those coming to Canada to seek a better life. And they are rightly proud of that particular accomplishment. And the work that they perform is in a state-of-the-art facility. They're supplied by 45 producers, shipping from 150 barns from Sterling to north of Edmonton, translating into $160 million paid annually to producers, as well as $45 million in wages and benefits. Plus, there are 60-plus local businesses and contractors working with Sunrise. So this is a company that is truly feeding Canada. They started out in BC, and the CEO of that was the current founder and board chair, Peter Shore, wasn't there, but his son, David Shore, was there to celebrate the 20th anniversary, as was Ed Fetting, who's the vice president of operations there. And people may remember that Ed Fetting, prior to joining Sunrise, was actually the CEO of a then relatively young economic development, Lethbridge. So congratulations go out to Sunrise because they are an important agricultural corporation operating in the city of Lethbridge, but serving well outside that area. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Campbell.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I just filled in for you as well on an event. Where have you been? No, I'm kidding. I know you're a busy guy, but this was I brought greetings at the walk and roll for MD a couple weeks ago, and I happened to walk with the organizers, who are Kyle and Brittany Knowles. They have a 3-year-old son who was just recently diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, and he was. He's quite normal right now, but with the diagnosis, he will be in a wheelchair by the time he's 10 years old. So I actually did the walk around with them and had a great discussion, and it just sort of brings awareness. I mean, I know that we've got a lot of events here in the city that really are important, and it just brings it out just a little bit more when you know the personal story. So I know that if you can find an organization that fits yourself personally and you can afford to give accordingly, please do so. And that was just a reminder for me to never take things for granted within my life anyway. Also, big championship final game tonight in baseball. Spitz Stadium, Junior Bulls taking on Ontario. 7 o'clock tonight. The winner will go to Taylor, Michigan for the World Series. Be there.
All right. Thank you very much for that dramatic ending. Thank you, Councillor Campbell. Councillor Carlson.
Thank you to Mr. Nathan Detroit for filling in there for a second. Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I didn't have to fill in for you at all. Thank you for that, which allowed me to go to the Wide Skies Music Fest opening night last night. It's on for 2 more days, tonight and tomorrow. I encourage everyone to go down, support live performance, as well as the funds help support our Lethbridge food banks. It's amazing. It's a great use of our park and ride facility. If you don't go for the music, just go up for the view. It is stunning. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Schmidt-Rempel.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Lethbridge Food Bank for hosting Mayor Higgin, Councillor Crowson, and myself at its recent open house. It was a great opportunity to learn more about the Lethbridge Food Bank and its role in how it serves the community, as well as tour its newly renovated spaces. Thank you to the Food Bank for the service it provides to the residents in our city, and a reminder that it hosts a number of volunteer opportunities, as well as free potato days. This week, those days are Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. outside the Food Bank on 11th Street South. On Saturday, the mayor and I were able to attend the Sick Okotoki Las Vegas Indian National Finals Qualifying Reconciliation Rodeo, an event that was put on in partnership with the Blood Tribe, the City of Lethbridge, Rocky Mountain Turf Club, Exhibition Park, and Belize Casino. Congratulations to the over 600 athletes who participated and to those who qualified and will be competing in Las Vegas October 14th to the 18th. And also a reminder to residents to ensure that you register to vote in the October 20th municipal election. Visit voterlink.ab.ca to confirm your registration or register by August 15th. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Middleton-Oak. Councillor Crowson.
Thank you, Mayor Higgin. I have a few to pass on. On the weekend was Colehurst Miners' Days. Excuse me. Councillor Schmidt-Rempel and I took a city truck and went into the parade on behalf of the City of Lethbridge. We did not win, but were awarded third prize, and you can ask us afterwards how we managed to do that, because it wasn't from the judges that we got that, but we'll talk about it later. No. We also know that Colehurst was celebrating their 30th this year as a town, and they've done a new branding. And there's a new branding video out from Colehurst and some work that they've done, which I suggest people have a look into. They're really playing on the history of the community as a coal mining community, something we share with them. So congratulations to Colehurst. LSCO's 50th was also on Saturday, and I know Deputy Mayor Dodick and Mayor Higgin and Councillor Schmidt-Rempel and myself were there. Always wonderful to see a block party like that out and about. I don't know if any other members were there because it ran many hours. Heritage Day is coming up this weekend. It is the long weekend coming up. They have moved Heritage Day, which is on Monday, over to Henderson Lake. So if you are looking for them in their regular place, they have actually moved to Henderson this year, and it should be an absolutely amazing event. Thank you to all the organizers and volunteers. And because this is our last meeting until September, just a reminder to everybody that Whoop Up Days is coming along very quickly. Get your list of pancake breakfasts in and your barbecues, and don't forget the parade on the 19th. I also want to give a shout out to the Lethbridge Bulls. They have again advanced to the playoffs. And I think everybody knows that unless they're playing Okotoks, which is my nephew's team, I want the Bulls to do awesome. So, the Bulls are in the playoffs. So if you haven't had a chance to get to a game this year, take the time, because it is unbelievable baseball that they are playing there. And the Downtown Awards will be given out next week. So it'll be interesting to see who wins those. The other thing is, on a more somber note, The Medicine Hat inspection report came out not long ago, and it has, for Medicine Hat, some suggestions on things to improve for governance. And I know several of us have gone through looking for not only things that we could do, but it also gave us a real recognition, and I cannot say this enough. I want to, and Mr. Matthews, since you are acting city manager, you get to hear this on behalf of the staff. We have incredible policies and procedures in this community. When I was looking through that inspection report, it was so nice to see, oh, we've got that, oh, we've got that, oh, we have that in place. There's always things we can improve, but it's thanks to the city clerk's office, to the city solicitor's office, and city manager's office, and just all of our staff in general. Well done. There is a reason, and knock on wood, that there has not been an inspection ever done of the city of Lethbridge, because the policies are in place and they are for a reason. So I just wanted to pass that on to our staff. Beautiful work. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Crowson. Councillor Palladino. Acting Mayor Palladino, my apologies.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to recognize the work that gets done in this chambers behind the scenes, namely our city clerk, Bonnie, and Legislative Services Manager, Ryan, for the work that people don't recognize right away, how much work it is and what they do for to keep this government running. So thank you.
Councillor Parker. Ditto. And to Councillor Parker's comment, ditto, that's exactly right. There's so many different events that are going on, and I know, and thank you to colleagues for filling in, because you get double, triple, sometimes quad booked on these events. And so during Sunrise Poultry, I had the opportunity of when Deputy Mayor Dodick was at Sunrise Poultry to go over to a SHAD event over at the University of Lethbridge. So it's where high school students from across Canada have the chance to participate in a unique summer study program at the University of Lethbridge, thanks to a new partnership that the university has with SHAD Canada. So it's an Ontario-based organization offering experiential STEAM and entrepreneurship learning opportunities. So from across Canada, students in grade 10 or 11 are eligible to take part in this STEAM. So it's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics focused program that incorporates a hands-on collaborative learning approach with access to academic and entrepreneurial mentors. ULethbridge joins a growing network of over 22 other universities from across Canada that play host to this. It's a whole month-long event in July, so a huge shout out to them. There's a lot of people that are involved in that, and I had the opportunity to sit with the students that were from all across the country there and just hear of their stories and what they were able to do and go through as part of our community for almost a month. Another event, a shout out to those that did the event, the Fiesta Extravaganza, Filipino event that happened in our parks here this last weekend. It was, actually would be, sorry, a week and a bit ago. It was a Filipino event that it brought in so many different folks to the area, and it was something to see. Many different acts, different musicians, food trucks, I think from there, Councillor Middleton Hope, Councillor Schmidt-Rempel, I'm not sure who, Councillor Crowson over at the, anyways, many of us have attended. It seems like we run into each other on so many different events throughout summertime here. So huge shout out to them. LSCO, we heard about the 50th year anniversary. I was in the park, very well attended as well. And last but not least, just make sure the community is aware of the return of the Mayor's Barbecue after the parade that will be in front of City Hall. It's going to be an amazing event, as it has been in the past. You want to get there early enough to not get the lineup that seems to be sometimes a mile long for the food. It is a free event with hamburgers or hot dogs, and Trevor Panzak and his band will be playing on the steps. So a good way to kick off Whoop Up Days, and so we're looking forward to that. And with that, we'll move on to the adoption of the agenda. And I have a resolution from Councillor Schmidt-Rempel. Be it resolved, the agenda of the regular meeting of City Council on July 29th, 2025 be adopted as presented. Are there any changes, Madam City Clerk?
There are no additions or deletions or revisions to this agenda. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Councillor Schmidt-Rempel.
I'll call for the vote.
Question's been called. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Next to the consent agenda, Oh, boy. All right. Grab your popcorn. This is a few pages. From Deputy Mayor Dota, consent agenda be it resolved that the minutes of the following meetings of City Council be approved and the Mayor and City Clerk be authorized to sign the same. City Council meeting for 2025, July 15th, and further be resolved that City Council received the information, the status of directed resolutions from July 29th, 2025, and further be resolved that City Council approve the recommendations contained within the following Standing Policy Committee reports. 4.3.1, Recommendation of Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee, Lethbridge Airport Air Service Update. Be it resolved, the City Council received the Lethbridge Airport Air Services Update report as information. 4.3.2, Recommendation of Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee, body-worn cameras. Be it resolved, the City Council, number one, approve the expenditures for body-worn cameras as follows: up to $555,000 in 2025, up to $914,000 in 2026. And number two, that these expenditures be funded from the MRSR as one-time allocation net of any grants received as follows: up to $555,000 in 2025 and up to $709,000 in 2026. And then number three, direct administration to include the ongoing budget pressure for body-worn cameras in both 2027 and 2028 to 2031 operating budgets. 4.3.3, Recommendation of Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee, Economic and Development, Research and Support. Be it resolved that City Council approve option one, allocation of one-time funding of $475,000 from the Municipal Reserve Stabilization Reserve, MRSR, to provide temporary resources to complete and implement Council's economic development strategy and potential future development-based incentives. 4.3.4, Recommendation of Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee, Affordable Housing Tax Rebate Grant Request, Aboriginal Housing Society. Be it resolved that City Council approve one-time grant in the amount of $33,795.73 from the 2024 operating budget surplus resulting from the increase in the unbudgeted LGFF operating grant for the Aboriginal Housing Society affordable housing properties at 792 and 794 Silkstone Close West, and 803 and 805 Silkstone Close West, and 1620 Stafford Drive North. And 4.3.5, Recommendation of Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee, Southern Alberta Art Gallery Capital Improvement Program Amendment D28. Be it resolved, the City Council amend the 2022 to 2031 Capital Improvement Program budget for Project D28, Southern Alberta Art Gallery facility enhancements to include the additional Canada Cultural Spaces Fund grant funding in the amount of $500,000 as provided in Attachment 1. And further be resolved, the City Council make the CIP budget amendment conditional upon the provincial government's approval of the federal government's grant agreement with the City of Lethbridge as per the Provincial Priorities Act. 14.2, Recommendation of Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee, Economic Development, Lethbridge Fee-for-Service Cost Benefit Analysis Review. Be it resolved that Council direct administration to include Council's feedback on the mandate for economic development Lethbridge and its alignment with city priorities, as well as the feedback on Council's governance roles and responsibilities within the fee-for-service cost benefit analysis review findings. And further be resolved that Council direct that the discussions, reports, documents, and attachments with respect to the Economic Development Services Workshop, Economic Development Lethbridge Fee-for-Service Cost Benefit Analysis Review remain confidential pursuant to Section 19, disclosure harmful to business interests of a third party, 26, harmful to intergovernmental relations, and 28, local public body confidences, 29, advice from officials, 30, harmful to economic interests, and 32, privileged information of the Access to Information Act. Further be resolved, the City Council provide first reading to the following bylaws. 4.4.1, Bylaw 6496, Land Use Bylaw regarding 1830 to 1832 15th Avenue North and 1803 to 1805 14th Avenue North. 4.4.2, Bylaw 6497, Land Use Bylaw Amendment regarding 1403 and 1405 16th Street North. And 4.4.3, Bylaw 6500, Land Use Bylaw Amendment regarding the Piers Phase 1, 1220 30th Street West. Further be resolved, the City Council direct administration to hold a public hearing on Tuesday, September 16th at 3 p.m. for the following bylaw. bylaws. Bylaw 6496, land use bylaw amendment regarding 1830 to 1832 15th Avenue North and 1803 to 1805 14th Avenue North. Bylaw 6497, land use bylaw amendment regarding 1403 and 1405 16th Street North. And bylaw 6500, land use bylaw amendment regarding the Piers Phase 1, 1220 30th Street West. And I've got an and after that, but I don't know if we need to have the and. And that is it. I'm open to questions. I do have a question, Madam City Clerk, and it's regarding 4.3.3. So when that came forward to Economic and Finance, it was not unanimous. We're receiving this as the decision that was forwarded from Economic and Finance. That's fair to say, correct? That even if there is opposition, it is the majority that makes its way through.
That is correct. If anybody would like to vote the other way, then they would pull it and do so.
Okay. And the reason I ask that is I was one that was not in favor. However, I respect council's decision. I know that wouldn't change if we were to pull it, and so for that reason, I just wanted to make sure I asked that question. And I know Councillor Dodic, Deputy Mayor Dodic and I had this conversation a little earlier, and so rather than pull it, I don't know if anybody has anything to pull from the consent agenda. Councillor Carlson?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and maybe through you to City Clerk, if I can. In our procedure bylaw as well, and just sort of following up, but between the vote at a committee meeting and then coming to this this meeting, if a member of council wished to change their vote, that is permitted under our procedure bylaw as long as it doesn't change the outcome of the decision. Is that correct? So if someone say, I voted in favor and now I've had some thought about it, could I say I request my vote be in opposition to that without pulling it?
No, you would have to pull it.
Okay.
We'd have to have the vote, and then you would change your vote there. Yep.
So to make this so it's not so confusing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 4.3.3 pulled and put on the regular agenda if I could. That might make it easier. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Thank you. So with that, Deputy Mayor Dodic.
Yeah. I'm just going to comment on one of the items. I'm not going to have it pulled. I'm not changing the vote on it. I just wanted to, again, identify the propensity of the province treating us as a child of the province. As the time has gone by over this 4 terms, our childhood level has sort of regressed, as in the movie Benjamin Bunn, so that in the sense that we were respected as a 6-year-old when we started in 2021, but now we're closer to being respected as perhaps a 1-year-old. And the reason I say that is because of this 4.3.2, which is the requirement by the province for our police officers to have body-worn cameras at a cost of X dollars, and the province will only pay a portion of that cost. So that means that our taxpayers will have to bear the cost of the bulk of this requirement, which has been foisted upon the province. So this shouldn't come as a surprise because, again, this is no difference than the tabulators, which have been foisted on us at a $300,000 cost, which means that our citizens will hear about the election for the councillors, if we're lucky, 2 days after the voting. So that was my debate, and I would ask the council support this, which I will now consider my Benjamin Budd motion. Button, sorry. I'm confusing Billy Budd, which had to do with ethics, but that's a different argument. So yes, Benjamin Button. So let's vote on this.
With having 4.3 point,
I'm voting on everything. On the consent agenda,
4.3.3
let's-
pulled, yeah. All right. And question's been called, all in favor? That is unanimous, thank you. So I have a bylaw, a recommendation moved by Councillor Croson, Chair of the Governance Standing Policy Committee, a recommendation of Governance Standing Policy Committee, Bylaw 6476, amendment to Bylaw 5969, Lethbridge Police Commission bylaw. For a second reading, be it resolved that Bylaw 6476, amendment to Bylaw 5969, Lethbridge Police Commission bylaw, as amended, be given second reading. Councillor Croson, anything to open debate? Or first of all, are there any questions? My apologies, my colleagues. No questions? We'll go to debate. Open up. Councillor Croson.
Just to provide the background, this did go through governance and has been reviewed at that level. It was also reviewed at the Lethbridge Police Commission level. And what it is doing is making some changes so it is aligning to the current Police Act. So the changes in here are making it legal and making it a stronger bylaw from both governance and police commission perspective. And I'm hoping my colleagues will support the changes.
I see no further debate, so I take that as your opening and closing.
I'll call the question.
Question been called. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you.
And we get to do it one more time.
Let's do third reading as well. Third reading, be it resolved that Bylaw 6476, amendment to Bylaw 5969, Lethbridge Police Commission bylaw, as amended, be given third reading, and the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign and seal the same. Councillor Croson.
This time I'd like you to all vote against it. Just seeing who's listening. I'll call the question.
Question's been called. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Now we'll move to the pulled item, a recommendation of Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee, Economic Development, Research and Support. The resolution is be resolved that City Council approve option 1, allocation of one-time funding of $475,000 from Municipal Reserve Stabilization Reserve to provide temporary resources to complete and implement Council's economic development strategy and potential future development-based incentives. And to start with questions, actually, it would be more of a debate, so I'll see first if there's any questions in the queue on that one. No. All right. Can I open debate on my own? Sure. All right. So the reason I had this pulled, and the reason we was a little bit confusing before, is at Economic and Development, or Economic SPC last week, I think it was last week? Gosh, I'm blending. Yes, last week. There was a motion put forward to pull $475,000 from the MRSR for these temporary resources to complete Council's economic development strategy based incentives. And the reason I had it pulled and the reason why I voted against it is because I thought with us coming up to a new council here, there's going to be different folks sitting around this horseshoe. I thought it was important that those members, being this close to an election, could have that opportunity to vote in favor or opposed to an allocation of funding like this. And so I just thought, not that it ties the hands, but it does. I know that we're governing for and up until October, until this next council comes in. So I understand that the comments that were made last week, that we're still doing our job. However, this close, I would just like to have the next council be a part of this, and whoever those folks are sitting around here, it may be 9 completely new ones or a blended, whatever that looks like. And so for that reason, I had it pulled, as I would be voting against it. So, Deputy Mayor Dodick.
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree with you on this one, and part of the reason is what you've said, and the other part of the reason is a lot of times we do official business motions requesting something to be done, and when the presentation comes back, you might think you might have a straightforward official business motion, and then all of a sudden it comes back with a price tag attached to it. And so, for example, so when I vote for some official business motions, it never dawns me at that time to ask the question, how much is that going to cost? And if I do ask the question, it's going to be like, well, we don't know what it's going to cost until we've done the work. And then what turns out to be a relatively innocuous official business motion comes with a sticker price that is greater than I want to deal with. Now, normally I wouldn't have a problem dealing with it if this was in July of 2022 or 23, but this is July of 2024. The last council meeting in July, the last no council meeting in August, and then the next council meeting in September. So I don't see that there's any rush on having this voted on now. I'm not prepared to vote on it now. I think it's something that new council should be addressing, so I can't support it.
Councillor Crowson?
I respectfully disagree with my colleagues. When you come onto council, you're dealing with 135 years of previous council decisions. All of that is part of something you work within, and it is our role up until the election to act as council in the best interest of the community. This was brought forward because of the frustration of this council that we weren't moving ahead quickly enough on the incentives and on the strategy, and that we see something that is absolutely vital, the economic development of this community, and we have to get working on it. And administration was quite clear that in order to do it as quickly as possible, funding was required. And so I just want to remind everyone that this is actually achieving something that we have asked administration to do, but to get it done fast enough that it's going to have a benefit, a very positive benefit for this community going ahead.
Thank you, Councillor Crowson. Anyone else? Councillor Schmidt-Rempel?
And I too will continue to support this motion. It secures our economic future, certainly helps our new council look forward to what our economic future could do, and it ensures smart growth, wise investment, and positions Lethbridge as a future forward-thinking city. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Those opposed? It's 3. Okay. Thank you. I have a motion from Councillor Campbell, Canyon's Outline Plan Amendment Funding Request. It's been in your package. It's be it resolved, the City Council approve funding to a maximum of $100,000 from the Parks Capital Fund to amend the Canyon's Outline Plan to allow for a school site. Are there any questions for, I think we have Ms. Gehring here as well to be able to answer some questions, and let's start off with Councillor Campbell.
I just wanted to confirm the $100,000 is coming from the Parks Capital Fund, and I just wanted to have an idea of what is in that fund and how much there is and what kind of an impact $100,000 out of it comes to us. I imagine Mr. Matthews would take that.
Thank you, members of council and Councillor Campbell. Within the Parks Capital, there's just over $1.3 million. That amount of funding is backstopped and part of the funds that council has approved the work plan on the subdivision surplus.
To come up and answer that question.
Welcome, Mrs. Gehring.
So thank you for the question. I apologize, I have a bit of a cold. We did look at other sources of funding, as I have written in the submission. This is a bit of a, not an inconvenience to the developer, but something that's unexpected to the developer to do. There was a school site in the Canyons. It was taken out in the past. The demographics in that area and as well in Sunridge and Riverstone have proved to be very robust. And so usually what we see with neighborhoods is a neighborhood cycle, whereas young families come in, they age, and then the kids leave. But what we have seen in the southern part is the population continues to be robust, and therefore we need another school in that location. The Canyons neighborhood is the best served because it does have servicing in place, and it does have the ability to do that amendment. So this is unexpected for the developer to take on. We did actually go to the school district to ask if the province would give us money from the planning funds for the school to do that, and the province declined. And so really, this is the only opportunity for us to be able to get this school planned and then built.
But what specifically is it paying for? Is it paying for planners' times? Is it paying for
It's planning,
servicing?
yeah. It's planning for a change in terms of the transportation impact analysis, stormwater servicing, and as well land use analysis, and it is to a maximum of 100,000.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor Higgin.
Councillor Middleton-Hope.
Thank you, Ms. Gehring. A question in regards to the process that we're going through now to try and get this school ready. Will this provide us with shovel readiness for the provincial government, should the provincial government decide that they are willing to spend money on a new school?
So Mr. Daniel Heaton is here from School District 51 as well. This school has been announced, and so therefore, for us to get going, I think it will match the province's timeframe. They are saving some time and money in that they are using the same blueprints from the West Cooley Station School for this one, so they don't have to, the West Cooley Station School is in Gary Station.
Yep.
And so it's really nice that they're able to just sort of take that design and put it down into this neighborhood. So I think we will be ready, but I'll ask Mr. Heaton if there's anything he wants to add.
Good, thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Daniel Heaton, Director of Facility Services for Lethbridge School Division. I'm an architect. This school project that we're asking for you to consider is part of the Accelerator program. We weren't expecting it, but with the present government trying to get shovel-ready projects up and going, we were presented with the opportunity to find a site, reuse the design that we already have to, again, help with the burgeoning West Side population that we have there.
Good, thank you. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, appreciate that. All right, any further questions? If not, Councillor Campbell.
As we've heard, there is a need, there is an opportunity, there is money, and the money is available, and it's what it's for. So I would suggest we go ahead with this. I ask for my colleagues' support.
Question's been called. All in favor?
Except you.
And that is unanimous. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, move on to administration, it's administrative inquiries and responses. I do have some from Councillor Crowson that have been forwarded on, and I will read what the subject is, AI guidelines and procedures for staff, and a response be provided at the next regular council meeting on September 16th, 2025. AI guidelines and procedures for staff as well, continuation. Is this the same? Oh. All right, I've got a double on that one, I'm sorry. The Bowman Building, response to be given to at the regular council meeting on September 16th, 2025, and that is it. So next we have any city council updates. Councillor Crowson.
This is your Jiminy Cricket reminder to the 3 people who have not yet handed in their CAO review that I need it in by Thursday. So I have 6 of the 9 in from my colleagues. There are 3 still to come. I won't name names, but please get them in as soon as possible. That way I'm not looking at the ones who didn't get their homework done. But yeah, we have to do this annually, so if you could get your documents in as quickly as possible, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Excellent. Any more city council updates? Seeing none, I'll have a motion from Councillor Carlson That be resolved that we now enter a closed meeting at 1:13 p.m. to discuss confidential matters with respect to item 14.1 as per section 29 advice from officials of the Access to Information Act. So it'll be 5 minutes to go into close. Thank you. All in favor? I'm hoping everybody is in favor. Okay, we don't have any opposed. All right, I have a resolution from Acting Mayor Palladino, Lethbridge Police Commission Chair update, verbal. Be it resolved, the City Council received for information the verbal update report. Be it resolved that City Council directed the closed meeting discussions with respect to the Lethbridge Police Commission Chair update verbal remain confidential pursuant to Section 29, advice from officials of the Access to Information Act. Acting Mayor Palladino.
Mayor, as we recently heard, the Lethbridge Police Commission has. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just call question.
Call the question.
Question's been called. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you.
We're all going to tackle you, Nick.
Jeez.
And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.